Okay, so you've seen people talking about the show. You have seen the show itself. You have seen the wonderful, iconic venue that we're in right now, the Tate Modern in London, and I'm joined by two fantastic people. I'm joined by Lewis Hamilton and, of course, joined by her. Now, guys, firstly, thank you so much for that. That was wicked. What did you make of it? Lewis, let's start with you.
Thank you. I had honestly, we were standing backstage just watching. That was probably one of your first shows to watch from behind.
Yeah, this is my first show to watch from behind.
Amazing.
And be a part of.
And I was just ecstatic.
Now, of course, a show like this, I mean, it takes so much hard work. We saw a little bit of the work that gets put into it. Now, of course, working on the collection itself, how did you find it?
Oh my gosh, I was really nervous at first, but it was so easy. He's so much fun to work with. We have a little vibe, like we creatively, I feel like, kind of go towards the same things. So it was just easy, but it was so much fun. Everything came together really crazy and kind of fast, actually.
It's very organic.
Yeah, organic, definitely.
And it just happened really naturally for us. We actually met before, whilst our teams were in talks of working together, and I happened to be in LA, and I was searching for music, and I was seeing a friend of mine that she happened to be working with.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I was like, oh my God, we're in talks right now about doing something together.
Yeah,
and then,
so random.
And the next thing we knew, we were in Milan.
Yes, we were in Milan.
Going through designs and.
Yep.
And yeah.
Is that easy though? Because I mean, you're two incredibly creative people, two giants within each of your industries. Now you're joining together. Now I hear this a lot when I speak to musicians. Sometimes you get into a studio, you work with someone else, and you're kind of like, no, I think it should be this way. No, it should be this way. How was it between the two of you?
It wasn't like that at all. It was like, I mean, he's very much experienced in this more than I am, so at first I was a little hesitant, and I kind of wanted to just learn more than anything and try to figure out who I was in this fashion world, and just taking my personal style and taking things I wanted. Like when we had a phone conversation, I said, can we do a jumpsuit? And it just worked so perfectly with what he already had, and the mesh top, I kind of brought a little feminine flair to the sportswear.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was really cool how everything came together, with the two of us working on it.
And Lewis, fourth time working with Tommy. Why do you keep coming back? What is it that's so important about it? Where you've literally taken this from sitting front row to now
I really
the fourth collection. How does that happen?
Honestly, I'm a great believer in speaking things into existence, manifesting your ideas and your dreams. And I was sitting in those shows dreaming of being back there with Tommy doing something, and every time I'd see him, he would say something really positive and said that we should work together. And look, I mean, we're four collections in. We just signed for these two more, which is the first time they've ever done this many collections.
Yeah.
And I remember they gave me an opportunity. They said, would you like to work with someone else, bring someone else in? And I've been such a huge fan, and I just love her energy and her vibe and what she speaks about and what she reflects. And then when we met, it was really easy. No matter how much successful either of us have been, it just gelled straight away. She's very, very humble.
Thank you.
And hopefully I made her feel comfortable to then bring in ideas, and that's what, collaboration, that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
But this is the first time it's been a three-person collaboration. And this is something special, it really is. And obviously marking it with 35 years of Tommy as well. Now, I've got to talk to you about it because everyone's loving these jumpsuits as well. The colours.
Yes.
Now, the colours is in your face as possibly could be.
I know. It's crazy. The way that this thing glows under the light, like it's phenomenal. But I really wanted to do something that I know I would wear on stage as well as every day. And it's like the perfect piece, and the subtle details, that's really what it's about. Like those little details that make it very personal and kind of deeper than you would think, and yeah, it's so me, I love it.
And Lewis, we're seeing a lot of the same word over and over again. It's loyalty, and it's a special word. And why is it that you guys wanted to put that into this collection, into the capsule, and then into hers pieces as well?
Well, that was a part of the first collection already, and I wanted to bring that is still a huge element to stay a part of all the collections that we do. But I mean, when we met, you were really you loved the word loyalty as well. So we have a lot of shared values. And so we brought those in, and we got to bring some of her some of her lyrics to life on these pieces as well. So loyalty is is key in all relationships. I think everyone should be installed with loyalty.
Yeah. We saw an amazing video with you earlier on, talking about the collection, talking about, you know, bringing your lyrics in and talking about that musical capability that you have. Now, loyalty is a massive word. It's a word that, you know, it stands up, it takes notice. What does it mean to you?
You know, loyalty it's kind of the basis of a relationship, I think, and it could be misconstrued, you know, as something, you know, standing by somebody even when they're wrong. I think there's levels of loyalty, and I feel like it's more so about being able to trust someone, right? It goes along with trust, and you know, my lyrics on the clothes say "My heart or you, I'm gonna lose," and it's kind of representative of like being caught between being loyal to somebody so much to where it affects you. So I think it was really a balance of our values and a balance of like you know, being loyal until it's detrimental for you, you know, or being loyal and making sure that you're loyal to what is good for you, if that makes sense. And being loyal even in your friendships, you know, and just looking out for yourself as well as being loyal.
Lewis, I've got to ask, because I mean, you know, hearing her talk and you know, having that musical background to lean on, bringing those creative juices. The one thing that I've always wanted to know is that the Lewis that we see, you know, in the car, you know, racing out there, winning trophy after trophy, you don't get too much of an insight into, you know, your personal life. We don't know what you wear on stage like her would. I mean, is this kind of like, is this that image? Do you know what I mean? Are we getting more of a personal insight into Lewis Hamilton when we see the collection?
Definitely. I think, you know, like I've been in racing for such a long time. You're in a jumpsuit. Yeah. There's a jumpsuit, race suit, and you got a helmet on. It's very difficult for people to relate. It's very difficult to, you know, to see your unique style, your individuality. And the great thing with what fashion has given me is a platform to be able to express myself, to be able to be me. That's the great thing of working with Tommy, is like, I want you to be you. Yeah. Bring your DNA in, bring your ideas, and we'll elevate you. And that's rare for a brand, I think. Mostly people put the brand name first. Yeah. Is where Tommy is really about people and giving opportunities to people. And, you know, this has been an opportunity for me to learn from one of the best, and then get to bring other great people in. And you know, and we've used other words like unity, because fashion really does unite people. There was 1,000 people, over 1,000 people here tonight. Yeah, it really does unite people. And to, you know, with this collection also, the key points are, it's more sustainable than any other collection that we've had. It's 75%, which is something I've been really pushing, and I think it's so important in the time that we're in right now. And then even more so, just gender neutral, diversity you've seen on the runway. Yep. And just people of all sizes and color, and just, I think that's beautiful. I mean, that 75% sustainability. I mean, I'll come to you. Is that one of the pulling reasons as to why you jumped on board with a project like this? Absolutely. You know, that's really important. But you know, the fact that, just like you said, when you come work with Tommy, he really asks you to bring your DNA. And that's something that's really important to me, to be able to stay true to myself and to never compromise who I am. And that was one of the major reasons, like, working with Lewis was so great, because, you know, the hesitation did come from thinking of other brands who may not be so you know, open to somebody being a little bit more this way or this way. You know, it's like, oh, it's off-brand. Well, that's not our aesthetic. And, you know, we love who you are. But so there was none of that, you know, there was none of that. And it was all fun because I was able to just be myself. You know, and they loved my ideas, and it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. I don't know if Tommy's done a jumpsuit before. This is like, and look at these colors, you know, look at these colors. They're so unique within the Tommy family brand name, you know, but it's still at the core of it is Tommy Hilfiger. Right. I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for speaking to me today, and for speaking to everyone watching along with the live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you head on over to the website, shop the collection. You can go and buy pieces of it now. And thank you so much once again to Tommy. Nearly 35 years is unbelievable. Lewis, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.